Hello everyone, welcome to IIFL Markets YouTube channel. Today in our Leaders Speak series, we have Mr. Prashant Pitti, co-founder and executive director, Ease My Trip Planners Limited. Mr. Pitti will brief us about the company's quarterly performance and future growth plans. Welcome Mr. Pitti, it is a pleasure to have you on our platform today and talk about something which is very close to everybody's hearts, that is travel, holidays, vacations and leisure.
Thank you, pleasure is all mine.
So Prashant, let us start with the broad-based questions as you have recently come out with your Q4 result, and I believe that is the first quarterly results you have posted after the company was listed. So how was the company's performance during Q4 and overall FY21? And what was the impact of the pandemic and the partial lockdowns and travel restrictions?
Well, it's a broad question and it'll take a few minutes to answer it.
Sure.
Well, first, of course, the COVID-19 was a black swan as an event for the entire travel and tourism industry.
Correct.
Unfortunately, many of the travel and tourism companies were not able to sustain it.
Right.
Some of our peers as well had to go through a distress sale because of this period. For Ease My Trip, our gross booking revenues decreased by 50%. The gross booking which we did in FY20 was at 4,200 crores. And for FY21, the entire year was at 2,120 odd crores, which is roughly at 49% of what it was a year before, right?
Okay.
Now, of course, our company also took that hit of our volumes went down. However, we were extremely agile on our feet to use this challenge as an opportunity. And this is how the company generated highest ever PAT in our 13 years of existence, despite half the total bookings.
Correct.
So the company did total business of 2,100 crores, of which the total income for the company stood at 151 crores, which was 181 crores earlier. So the total income, even though the total business diminished by half, the total income only diminished by 17%, 17%. Now, how did we do that? We basically renegotiated our commissions and margins with our suppliers, which are airlines, hotels, tour operators. We knew that they are slightly cash starved in this period of time.
Correct.
So we gave them slightly more advanced deposit in this time frame. And in lieu, we got better commissions from them, because of which our total income did not decrease so dramatically. It only decreased by 17%, even though the total business decreased by 15%. And on the cost part, our costing, our entire expenses for FY20 was at 135 crores, if I believe, yes, 135 crores, which we reduced to 67 crores. For FY21, which is 50%. So our cost went down by 50%, while our income went down only by 17%, because of which the company became even more profitable than before.
Correct.
And put together for the entire year, company generated 61 crores as PAT, which was 86% higher than what it was a year back, which was at 33 crores.
I mean, despite the entire FY21 going into the lockdowns and travel restrictions, so these numbers are quite, impressive.
Thank you.
So also, we had seen a muted debut on the exchanges for the company's shares. However, the stock price has rallied over the past 1 month. So what, according to you, are the major factors driving this rally?
See, to be honest, it's pure demand and supply. I will not be able to comment on why the rally is happening or not. I could talk about why our stock slightly did not, come out at the price what it was anticipated. Of course, the people who applied for IPO got the gains. The gains were very limited. It was 17%.
Yes.
The expectations were much higher. The reason is very simple. Nobody anticipated COVID-2 to come in.
Correct.
The time when we actually started speaking to investors, met the bankers, that was in the month of December and January, when the COVID cases were only going down and people kind of moved on from COVID. And that is how we got phenomenal response and we got great people to fill our anchor book. Now, our IPO was timed such way. Our IPO came on 19th of March. And
Right.
by that time, the COVID cases started going up. And
Correct.
everybody understood that this is going to be one of these industries which is going to be hit hard because of the COVID too. So it was something which was not expected neither by the company nor by the people of India, that the COVID too will come and will come so ferociously.
So, yes.
And that is why I believe that the listing gains which people were anticipating were not as high as what actually came. Now, that probably could be the reason that the stocks are doing well, because the COVID too is kind of subsiding as we speak.
Yes, and we are seeing a lot of, vaccination drives, inoculation drives happening. So that could also be a reason which I believe.
Absolutely. We are a big believer in India's vaccination policy. I really think that tourism industry was the worst hit.
Correct.
For the COVID period, and it will be the biggest beneficiary once all this done is settled. And
I am sure.
we really look forward for more and more people to be vaccinated so that they can actually go on the so-called revenge travel.
Exactly. Everybody's waiting for that.
So it's been almost 1 year and 3 months, right, where people have been waiting very carefully to go on a travel. See, as India's middle class population is increasing and as their dispensable amount is going up, besides the utility, which is food, rent, transportation, one of the biggest pieces of additional amount goes into travel.
Travel, correct.
And that is where we believe that as India's aspirations are rising, as more and more people are turning digital, because of COVID as well, companies like ours will get more tailwinds because no longer people will prefer a regular travel agent.
Correct.
They are habitualized to use an online travel agencies like ours.
Yeah, people are preferring, for everything DIY.
Correct. Absolutely. DIY is the term.
Yes. And I think you are very much placed to, leverage out of that.
Correct.
So as you mentioned that, that revenge travel. So you have already told us, there'll be a surge in travel, which we could expect once, people are vaccinated. So what is your overall view, a detailed view on the overall travel and tourism industry going ahead, given the ramp up in inoculation drives and lockdowns being lifted and anticipation of normalcy being restored?
I will give this answer in two formats, the midterm view and the long-term view. First, the long-term view is, as per the Goldman Sachs report, the OTA industry is poised to grow 15% year on year,
right,
for the next 4 to 5 years. So this is one of those industries which is supposed to continue a very good growth trajectory. And as EaseMyTrip recently got listed, we are the second largest OTA in India right now on the basis of air tickets booked. We are growing at 47% year on year basis, which is the fastest. And we are growing profitably while remaining bootstrapped. By bootstrapped, I mean this company has never raised any money from any VC or PE.
No funds.
The company grew primarily via internal accruals.
Oh, great.
Now, for a company like ours, we are very well poised to capture this tailwind of new people using OTA market, as our name is only getting bigger and better as we speak. On the midterm view, I believe I'll give you some statistics of what has happened in UK and Israel. These are two big countries where more than 50% people have been vaccinated.
Correct.
Now, for these two countries, as they cross 30 to 35% people vaccination, for both the countries, they saw a humongous dip in number of daily cases.
Correct.
Once they cross 30 to 35% people being vaccinated. So I am taking a leaf from that note and assuming that the same strategy will apply for India, where once we reach 30-35% people being vaccinated, we might be able to see sharp decline in daily number of cases, not because COVID too is subsiding, but as a final end to all this mayhem.
Correct.
And that is when I believe this revenge travel will come in, where we will have hard time finding a room in a hotel or finding a seat in the airplane.
Correct. This is what we have also been reading about. This is going to happen, but there are
This is
also
happening in
views.
US right now.
Yes, yes. But
This
we
is
are also
happening in
looking at the views of third wave, fourth wave. So, do you think that people or the travel industry will defy those?
So, to be honest, again, just as much as second wave has surprised us, I believe the third wave will be the same. People have very short-term memory. Right now, everybody wants to rejoice the end of the second wave.
Correct.
That is the mood of the nation.
Correct.
That, and our own travel advisory few weeks back was travel only if it's necessary. And right now, our travel advisory is travel with complete safety precaution. And we are seeing the numbers grow day by day since last week. And we believe that people have had it enough, and the number of cases are subsiding, which is giving people enough confidence that they may step out once again.
Correct. Confidence and courage both. And the need
Confidence.
to, yes, and the need to move out, because there are so many, we've seen people getting lost, and families being destroyed, but still now people would want to go out, want to live again. And we hope that happens very soon.
Correct.
So what are your company's growth plans going ahead, and the strategies also? And are you well placed to leverage out of the revenge travel demand which will come up?
Let's keep revenge travel aside, because that's a blip in the moment, right?
Correct. Correct.
That's not a long-term strategy. Let's talk about the long-term strategy.
Okay? All right. Yes.
I will give you a past precedence of the company, which might give your viewers confidence in how our company has grown in the past and will continue to grow in the future.
Correct.
For example, in FY19, our company was 5.6 times, our competitor, the industry leader, was 5.6 times bigger than EaseMyTrip in FY19 in terms of selling air segments. In FY20, that number changed to 4.2. Okay. They were 4.2 times bigger than us in terms of selling air segments. And in FY21, they are 2.7 times bigger than us in terms of selling air segments. So this might give you a good idea of where we are heading towards,
right,
and where this company is going. The primary plank on which this company is growing is we give customers an option to not to pay convenience fees.
Correct.
While our competitors charge convenience fees. Now,
Correct.
This convenience fees is a very handsome amount. If 4 passengers are flying, then it is between 250 to 300 multiplier of 4. Right. So if 4 passengers are flying, you might end up paying our competitors 1,200 rupees from your pocket to allow booking from their systems.
Correct.
While at EaseMyTrip, you need not pay this amount to our company.
Correct.
And because of this, we are known in the market as no convenience fees, guys. Yes, because of this, the company has been growing and we have reached where we have reached profitably.
So what is your outlook for FY22?
See, again, it's a very, very speculative, question. We may see third wave, we may not see third wave, depending on how aggressive our government works on vaccinating people. We may not see third wave. It's a possibility. And the answer relies primarily on that. If you take third wave out of equation, I think the entire tourism is going to hit the ball out of the park. If you take the third wave out of the equation. But if the third wave comes in, then the things change dramatically again. However, our company is very well poised. See, as I said, that this is the litmus test. The last year was the litmus test for any travel company.
Yeah.
And our company generated highest ever PAT in our 13 years in that duration.
Right.
This should tell people how strong our fundamentals are. See, we are able to forego convenience fees and yet remain profitable, while our competitors are charging convenience fees and yet are in losses. This
Agreed.
is how you can imagine how different our operational efficiencies and costing would be compared to our competition.
Correct. So it's like all about, the strong fundamentals and the customer centric approach that the company is following.
Absolutely. See, we are in a commodity business. Whether you
Right.
buy air seat from me or somebody else, it's not going to change your experience. Your air seat will remain the same. The cushion will remain the same. Now, it's and the basic of a commodity business is, if you are able to reduce your cost and offer better price to customer, then you no longer need to advertise.
Correct.
This is the basic of a commodity business.
Agreed.
And our company has remained true and as close as it could be to this basic in the last 13 years, where we have spent peanuts on marketing to grow. But we grew at the fastest pace because we have kept our cost very much in control. We offer customer a value add by not charging them convenience fees, because of which those customers are advertising EaseMyTrip and are retaining and are using EaseMyTrip over a long period of time.
Yes, so your customers are becoming your brand ambassadors.
Our customers are our evangelists. They are the biggest asset to our company.
Correct. Very much. So thank you, Mr. Pitti, for taking the time out and sharing your vision for EaseMyTrip. I look forward to plan my vacation with the company as soon as the situation normalizes.
Thank you. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.